Here we go. We're going to get started. So I'm going to show you some various styles that you can do for wearing your hair in an Afro Puff. So the first one, you can see my hair is just, I guess it's an Afro style, but what I'm going to start doing is getting rid of that middle part. And be patient with me because I've never styled my hair on camera before, really looking into a camera, so this is kind of hard. What I'm going to need is just a regular headband. So as you can see, this is flat. It's not the cylindrical type, and it doesn't have any metal band in the back. And the reason why I use this one is because the ones that are cylindrical, what I find is that they tend to tangle in your hair really easily, and it's like a lot of hell trying to get it out. So all you do with this one is you just take your headband, put it on, slide it behind your ears, and this is going to be at the nape of your neck, and you're just going to take the band and slide it back just a little bit. That's what it looks in the front. Here's what it looks like on the side, and if it's looking a little flat back there, once again you can just pick it up with your fingers to get a little bit more volume. This is what it looks like in the back. Second style. What we're going to need for this one is a headband. Damn, forgot my headband. Wait for me 1 second. Okay, so second style, what we're going to need is just a regular headband, just like this. And once again, this is an ouchless scrunchie. It's not cylindrical, it's kind of flat. So what we're going to do, the first thing is we have to use our bristle brush, and I'm just going to go in and brush the hair up because this is going to be a high puff. So I'm brushing the front down, I'm brushing the sides up. So that it can catch all those hairs, especially in the back. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hands like this, working from the nape of the neck. I'm going to gather all that hair up. To the top of my head, smooth it out with my fingers. Okay, and I'm holding it now with my fingers, and I'm going to take this headband, have it on my hand like this, and I'm going to slide it over that puff and let it go. And so there you go, you got a high Afro puff. And you know, to shape it, you just pick it out with your fingers. Now, if you notice, I didn't double that band. And first of all, I didn't have to because my hair is long enough to keep it in place. And second of all, you want to really be careful when you're wearing your hair in up styles because you don't want to get traction alopecia. And traction alopecia is when there's so much tension on the roots of your hair that it starts to pull your hair strands out. And you don't want that. So this is all I needed, just one band, small one. You can see this is what it looks like on the side. And that's what it looks like on the back. The next style is going to be a variation of this. So I'm going to take this off. And once again, I'm going to take my brush I'm gonna brush my hair back, and on the sides I'm gonna brush it back. Once again, I'm gonna catch all that hair up. And this one, I'm gonna get that puff on the back of my head. So let me turn to the side so that you can see. And as I'm doing this, I'm smoothing the hair on the sides. And now I'm gonna take my band once again, gather up all the hair, and just slide that band over, and then pick the hair out. So I've got a puff put on the back of the head, so you can see what it looks like there. And that's what it looks like in the back. And this is what it looks like up front. Now, if I were doing this in the mirror, it would be a lot neater, but I guess, you could just go back in with your brush and smooth it out. And if you really, really want to make everything laid down, then, you just wear like some kind of a scarf or a do-rag over it, and that'll like make your hair sit down. So that was, let's see, that was 1, 2, 3. Okay. Another variation. So for this style, these styles that I'm going to show you next, you are going to need just a hair tie. So this is just a nylon hair tie I got at the beauty supply store. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place it on my forehead, bring this behind, and I'm going to make a knot at the nape of my neck. Now I'm going to pull this back and just draw this a little bit tighter. So it's almost like the first style that I did. It's a variation, but it's a little bit more gathered than that first look. And then you're going to make a second knot at the nape of your neck. Now I've got the length hanging in the back, but ideally if you were going to do this, you would take this up and tuck those ends in. But here is another variation, and once again you're just going to fluff it out with your fingers, trying to get the right angle here for you guys to see. And I got this falling in the middle. You can like decide what you want to do. If you got the hair falling in front, like what's happening to me, you can like pull it, to the sides like that. But this is what you end up with, and once it dries, once again you have a lot more freedom in how to shape it. So what it ends up looking like when it's dry is like a big sunflower. That's what I call this one. I call it sunflower. Next variation, I'm going to still use the same headband. I'm going to need my brush again, and I'm going to go in. I'm going to brush the hairs up. And on the sides also, I'm going to brush it up. And I'm going to take my headband again, tie this on the nape of my neck, and this time I'm going to start pulling up the back of my head to keep all those hairs in place, and just draw it together. Wait a minute. Okay, and now keeping the tension on it and trying to move the hairs out of place, I'm going to make a second knot. So now I've got a high puff, but it's a lot bigger and fuller than the first one that we did. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these ends, just bring it around, and I'm going to tuck them in. And once again, I'm just going to fluff it out with my fingers. Kind of hard to get it looking uniform. I don't know the right angle to look into this camera so you can see, you know, it looks a little bit unbalanced here on the camera, but you pretty much get the general idea. And once again, you go in with your fingers and you fluff it up. It's easier to fluff it up once it's really dry. But there you go, that's another Afro Puff variation. So we've done several variations on how you can style your Afro Puff.